Oh, she's unlimited power.
What is happening here?
Unlimited power.
Anakin, you gotta help me. You know, I'm the only one who knows how to save the woman you love. So you gotta do it. You gotta stop him.
You're under arrest, motherfucker.
Don't let him arrest
That's
me.
hilarious. I thought you were still doing Sidious. I thought that was still a Darth Sidious thing. I would have loved it.
I got unlimited power, motherfucker.
He just like pulls off the robe and he has like a do-rag on and he's got the Nelly Band-Aid.
It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
Dun 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 dun.
Welcome
To another episode of ICBTB Podcast. I ran out of air.
Is that real?
I ran out of air.
Oh, we're zooming in.
Shouldn't have been smoking in here beforehand.
Shut up, my mom's watching.
It's a joke, it's a joke, it's a joke.
Hey, you dropped a condom out of your pocket.
My mom found that condom later and told me to...
What?
She
The
found
condom,
it.
if your mom found a condom in here, they're your condoms.
No, she from the episode where we were blowing condom balloons.
Well, Jules has the biggest condom already.
Oh my gosh, this is so looby.
I know.
This is so looby. I think
The lube tastes bad.
that's why.
Still your condom.
Wait, you guys
yeah.
did an episode where you were blowing condom balloons?
Yeah, check it out. The episode
Did
with
you
Otis
make
and
any
Jules.
animals?
No,
No,
I
but Jules won with the biggest dick.
yes, with the biggest condom, but
Which one was it? Condom or dick?
biggest condom. It was just
Two different categories, two different games we were playing.
Okay.
Okay, let's bring it back. Welcome.
I was gonna
Again from the top.
my name is Alejandro,
And my name is Christian.
and over there, that's.
2, Sandwich Greg.
Pew.
I'm trying to learn how to say names backwards.
Gerg.
Waste of time, in my opinion. You could use that time better than trying to say names backwards.
I got you. Instead of learning how to say things backwards, why don't you spoonerize?
Excuse me?
Pardon?
It's when you switch the first letters of things. So instead of calling me Greg Griesner, you would call me Reg Griesner.
Oh.
No, I'm going to learn how to do things backwards.
There's not a yes and, but it's okay.
Greg, I'm grateful and thankful because you have let us finish a franchise and a trilogy, and you've let us finish from start to end. You've been
feels
here
good,
for every
right?
single one. You know what? We've always had a problem finishing things. You can look at our early improv skits. But yes, this is great to finish. We watched Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
So good. This was so good.
Feels so good.
I got emotional watching this
Yeah.
and like goosebumps with like, I don't want to jump ahead, but like Natalie Portman definitely stepped up her game in this.
Oh, when she was wearing that tight, pregnant,
She's still very pretty. It was like a motherly, maternal type of beauty.
Is that one of your things? Pregnant?
No, I'm not into that. I
You
know
don't
that.
like pregnant women?
No, what the fuck? Don't frame me like that. No, she's beautiful and she's great, and like we'll just leave it at that.
I know some people who have been pregnant in my life, so if you could not, I would appreciate it.
Okay, I'm sorry for all the mothers and in process pregnant ladies. Can we move on with the episode?
No, I kind of love how you're digging yourself out of this, actually. I kind of thought that was great.
Could we please?
Oh my God.
My nose is itchy.
Love me, ladies.
Let me scratch my nose. Let's talk about the movie.
We watched a movie called Revenge of the Sith. It's actually, if you think it's about God, it's not. It's about the Sith rising back after millennia of being beaten down. They finally have found their crusader, the one and only Darth Vader.
I'll call you Darth
Vader.
Does he have those names in his back pocket?
I feel like Palpatine has like been
Maul.
practicing. Oh, Maul didn't
Tyrannus.
work out. That didn't work out.
Vader.
Grievous.
Is there like a list of just like, you know, like how when someone is about to have a baby, they just have like baby names listed out? Is there like a list that
He's
just
got
never
his Darth
made it?
names.
Like instead of a gender reveal, they have a Jedi reveal or a Sith reveal.
he was hanging out with Pelagus, his master, and going like, "Master, what should I call my Darth?"
What people don't understand
figure it out.
is the hardest part about becoming a Sith is memorizing all of the potential names your protege could have.
Yeah.
That's what takes the longest, actually. It's years just.
We can't call you Bane. That's been used.
Yeah. They originally started with all the Bible names, but those went pretty quick. You could see how that goes.
They lost it all.
Darth John, Darth Michael,
Jesus.
Darth Jesus.
Jesus.
Darth Jesus might actually be the
most
best Sith
badass name.
Who are
It's
you?
Darth Jesus.
I'm
Please.
Darth He has the Kylo Ren lightsaber, though.
Dude, Jesus already looks like a Jedi, man. That's obviously the picture of like Obi-Wan and Jesus. They look alike.
Obi-Wan's Jesus.
Same clothing.
Same
Not
life.
too far
Oh,
off.
now I'm thinking back to like my memories in like Catholic school and like the teachings of Jesus Christ, and it's like
The teachings of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
it all matches up. I turn that water into wine. And
Everybody, we have fish and bread.
That's exactly. That's
watch
exactly
me walk
what it
on
was.
water.
We watched a movie called Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. It was rated PG-13 and was released in the year 2005.
First one to be rated PG-13.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty violent.
From the get.
Yep.
Has a runtime of 2 hours, 20 minutes, and I would say of the Star Wars, moves the fastest.
Yeah.
This is the one that has the least slow.
It's got shit to do.
Yeah, they are putting almost too much action, I would say, at some points.
No. A fan
No,
of it
I'm
all.
with you.
No.
I'm with you.
Like there are some points whereas the others are very slow and like really drag it out. There are some points in this one where it's like, oh, you're pushing a lot into these scenes, but that's neither here nor there. Well, we already did the runtime. It has a rating of 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb, and 80% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Whoa.
and a 68% on Metacritic.
Yeah.
I think people, by the time this one's come out, they've figured out how to make Star Wars films,
Yeah.
or new Star Wars films, and we get to see the completion of Obi-Wan's arc. We get to see the completion of Anakin's arc.
And the start of his other arc.
Good sideburn, by the way.
Thank you. I was really
Great
I was
sideburn.
building it up so I can. I got another one.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I
didn't
couldn't
even
hear
hear
it. I can't get to that silencer level yet.
Yeah. Are you using the Force when you do that?
My midichlorians are going out my skin. Google ratings. Would you gentlemen like to guess what percentage of Google users?
I gotta say, I'm honestly surprised that it scored so high on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say because Google tends to be like that one. Usually they rate higher on that
generous.
one, right?
Very generous.
I'm gonna say 90.
Same. Ditto.
Ditto.
90.
Stop naming Pokemon.
This is about Star Wars.
My favorite Pokemon, by the way. 92%.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
didn't go under, or we didn't go over, so we still
so
win.
you
Yeah.
guys are tied, so
Yeah.
we get to go to the death match. I remember when this movie came out because this
Give me a
was,
mad face, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm scared."
Still smiling.
I remember when this movie came out because it was one of the first movies that I wanted to see at midnight. I didn't get to because it was on a school night.
I saw it midnight on a school night at the Pleasant Hill Theater.
Hell
Did you
yeah.
dress up?
I dressed up
Yeah.
as Anakin.
Yeah.
I went with a couple other people, Josh Harris and I can't remember everybody else. I think Stu and Ashley were there. There was a huge lightsaber battle that broke out.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
It was awesome.
I would have been on the side just going like this, trying to force push them.
Why isn't this working?
Actually, right before the fight happened, somebody who was dressed as Han Solo jumped in the middle and whipped out his gun and did a pose.
I would have gone mad. I'd be like, he's not even in this trilogy, you dumbass.
You freaking dumb.
You're
But the
fucking
Millennium
stupid.
Falcon is in the background of the second one? First one? I think it's the second one.
Oh, it's like a little Easter egg?
It's really small. It doesn't make sense at all, but
Ah,
It's
whatever.
a YT freighter.
Also, E.T.'s in the second one. Synopsis coming at you.
Right at you.
It has been 3 years since the Clone Wars began. Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker rescue Chancellor Palpatine from General Grievous, the commander of the droid armies. But Grievous escapes. Suspicions are raised when the Jedi Council is concerned that Chancellor Palpatine, with whom Anakin has grown fond of, is asked to spy, or with whom Anakin has grown a good bond with, is asked to spy on the Chancellor, and full of bitterness, this is nonsense, and is asked to spy on the Chancellor, and full of bitterness towards the Jedi Council. This, I'm reading, I'm not even
Done? Are you done?
No, asked to spy on the Chancellor, and full of bitterness towards the Jedi Council. That's the sentence.
Yeah.
I'm missing something here. There's something missing.
Are you sure you haven't gone?
You want me to try
You
to
haven't
look at
gone
it?
full synapsis.
That synopsis is missing a sentence at the end.
You're not supposed to go full synapsis.
Let me try to read it. Let me try to read it.
It's cut off or something. I'm not stupid, guys. I've been reading for years.
It has been 3 years since the Clone Wars began. Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan Mcgregor, and Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen, rescue Chancellor Palpatine, Ian McDiarmid, from General Grievous, the commander of the droid armies. This is a run-on sentence, by the way.
It's all run-on sentences.
But Grievous escapes. Suspicions are raised within the Jedi Council concerning Chancellor Palpatine, with whom Anakin has formed a bond. Asked to spy on the Chancellor, and full of bitterness toward the Jedi Council, Anakin embraces the dark side. That makes sense to me.
I'm missing an entire sentence. I don't have that last part.
Did you press see
Down.
more? Are you not happy with that joke?
I'm upset.
Why are you mad?
Because of course I pushed more.
Why are you weirdly sensitive about the whole synopsis? We got it. We got it.
We did it, guys. Mission accomplished. Bush landed.
Mission accomplished.
Remember that?
It had a budget of $113 million. Do you think this movie made any money at all?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How much money do you think it made?
I think it made, let's see, 100, how much did it?
$113 million to create.
113 million. I'm going to say it did, I'm going to go big and say 900.
Ooh, I'm gonna say 750 mil.
Now I'm going like worldwide.
Yes, of course. $868.4 million was its total box office.
Really
weekend.
good.
I went
Great
over.
movie. You mentioned in the last couple of ones how the DVDs would have like extras and behind the scenes. This DVD is the one that I watched the most, like special features of. Like I watched the making of Revenge of the Sith 100 times because this was
Within a minute, the documentary Within a Minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where they like explain everything. They have all the like the handles on the metal poles.
They
and
talk
stuff,
about like, okay, they give you this 1 minute segment of the movie, and it's part of the duel. It's not the whole fight; it's just part of it. And they explain every single person's job ad nauseum, from the high production level to the
Lucas
people
looking at
making
the
the sandwiches to the people operating the smoke machines.
That being said, though, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen practicing for that fight
Love it.
is more intense than the actual fight in the movie.
They are.
I
That I think is more entertaining than all the lava and explosions sort of fuzzing out the.
That got in the
actual
way,
fight.
if anything. They
See,
could have been
that's-
anywhere.
That's where I say the too much action.
Yeah.
This is the most anticipated lightsaber fight in 6 movies,
So good.
but
It's maybe the
there's
best.
so much extra bell and whistle added onto it when it's like this could have just happened in a hallway.
Yeah.
And with
Part of it
great like, and what is it? Nick Gillard is the
Choreographer.
The
Action choreographer?
choreographer does such a good job with this fight.
Yes.
And it's just so much of it is blocked by smoke and lava. And I'm like,
Yeah.
get your fucking set out of my way. I'm trying to watch this fight.
But even with that being said, even with the setting that is so restricting, right? Because like they're on platforms on lava.
Yes.
The action choreography made to fit that was still really good.
Oh, he does a brilliant job.
And the famous line of, "It's over, Anakin. I have the higher ground."
it's getting better.
It's over,
Nope, getting worse now.
Anakin.
So we
It's
joined
over, Anakin.
we joined the Star Wars universe. And we've missed a bunch since the Clone Wars, right? The last thing we see at the end of Clone Wars is Dooku escapes and he's meeting with the Sith, and Anakin's got his ass whooped, and Obi-Wan's got his ass whooped, and then that's it.
Insert 8 seasons of cartoon.
Which is what I'd be interested in seeing.
Yeah.
It like so the first scene of the rescue of the Chancellor, that's the majority of the cartoon show is Obi-Wan and Anakin tag team wrestling the Separatist army.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I like it because now we finally
With
see...
banter back and forth.
I was going to say, I like it because they talk really good with each other, but we also see Obi-Wan's pretty good at flying now. He
Yes.
still doesn't like it.
I hate flying. It's for droids. This is bullshit.
He's gotten pretty good at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we get to see Anakin at his peak pilot skill.
This is where the fun begins.
Yeah.
That opening scene is maybe one of my favorite like space fights, especially when we figure out that like the Republic ships and the droid ships have like cannons.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
going full broadside,
They're
like
going
old
straight-
ship style.
Because
Navy
in space
battles.
they can't just like go above each other and avoid it. They have to
Collide.
go next to each other on the same plane of existence.
It's the gentlemanly thing to do.
It's basically, yeah.
It really is. Yeah. Well, I mean, knights and Jedis and
Space honor. Even droids.
that ship that Anakin has was one of my favorite Lego sets that I had. because it had the wings
Jedi
that like
Starfighter.
opened up and
And it's sort of like a cross between like Obi-Wan's little Jedi Starfighter from Episode 2 and like a TIE fighter.
you can see how the Empire slowly, or the Republic slowly turned into the Empire.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. They took into consideration the detail. Like,
To really bridge the gap.
yeah, they really look at the models of these
And like you see
spaceships.
the arc fighters and with the attack foil,
So cool.
This did have one of the scariest deaths for me in all of Star Wars.
Yeah.
The guy whose ship explodes and he just floats off into space.
Oh yeah.
That clone guy, I feel bad for that clone. That's the only clone of all the deaths that we see in this film that I'm like, ooh, that guy is still out there.
I feel bad for it might be the same guy, but like when Obi and Annie, they're going and stuff, and like the clones behind them are getting attacked, and Anakin's like, oh, I got your back. I'm gonna go save you. And then Obi-Wan goes, he's doing his job so that we can do our job.
Yep.
And Anakin's just like, all right. And that clone probably heard that on the radio. It was just like, oh, thank God, the best thank God, the best pilot in the whole fleet is going to help me out. Mm-hmm. That's
the
great.
clone's Australian?
That's pretty much.
No, they're New Zealand.
It's pretty good.
I didn't realize that they had an accent at all. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a dick. I just did not realize that
You're
they had.
accent blind,
Commander Cody is my favorite, though. That's the only one that I know.
Cody. He's in the series.
I believe it. Well, that's why they say the names, because they really exist in canon.
Cody, Oddball, yeah, they're in there.
Oddball. No, that's the guy who threw the hat in James Bond. No. Who's that character's real name?
That's
the
it.
Asian
That's it.
guy?
It's Odd Job.
Odd Job?
Yeah.
In
James Bond.
Oh.
Anyways, we're talking about Star Wars.
Not to be confused with Odd Job in GoldenEye, the video game, who they made really short because that's actually supposed to be Knick Knack.
What? They were going to put Knick Knack in there?
Yeah, but I think they couldn't get the rights from Hervé Villechaise's estate.
Well, they need all the money that they can get. Sorry, that's really sad.
Why'd you get so short?
His insides kept growing and his body didn't. He died in a very painful death.
Yeah.
Well, that's depressing.
Almost like if the Chancellor was kidnapped.
That is not that depressing. Good transition.
Thanks, I tried.
That was probably one of the most memorable things I remembered from this movie was the beginning lightsaber fight with Darth Tyrannus.
Yeah, and the whole the elevator scene, the whole
Fun.
The droids having personality now.
You stupid little astro droid.
Or the droids
So cool.
when they're in the elevator and they all just walk in and the droid's like,
Hey, you're under
drop
arrest.
your weapons.
They're all so stupid. So
Yeah,
dumb.
So stupid.
I do love the
So
droid
fucking
who hands
stupid.
Grievous Obi-Wan and Anakin's lightsaber.
Yeah.
And Grievous just snatches it out of his hand. He's like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And then walks away.
Sassy little mofo.
Best jokes are in this film. This movie
Sarcastic.
I wish there was another cut where he says, you're welcome, and Grievous goes, and just kills that
mad.
droid.
Oh, he should have killed that droid off. That would have been crazy.
or the droids who are
Stupid droid, you don't talk to me like that.
you gotta hit their nose. I do like when all the shit breaks off. There is two droids who are I don't want to fight. I don't
Run!
I don't want to do this. Yeah.
They have more personality than the clones. The clones are just like walls, and they're actual cloned humans, yes. But these droids, they're manufactured.
Why do these droids have so much personality now?
I can answer that.
Okay.
So if you recall in Phantom Menace, it was yo, activate the droids, push one button, they all wake up.
Yeah.
It's all hive mind. What happened was the ship where they were being controlled at got taken out. All those droids were done. So they had to give the droids a little more autonomy. The side effect, though, was attitude.
Well, then.
That explains it.
Now I kind of feel bad that they killed so many droids because it's almost like you
have feeling.
droid
Also,
families.
If you
Exactly.
if you love those droids and their droid families, Clone Wars.
Oh,
You've already struck gold, sir. You don't need to keep digging anymore.
we have to watch it now.
I want to just pound that gold.
I like that hand gesture. I do like also one of my second favorite jokes in this film is when they're trying to land the ship and it breaks apart and Obi-Wan's just like, it's okay. We still have half a ship to
ship,
land.
yeah.
Still flying a Heffel ship.
So good. I don't want to gloss past, though, that Count Dooku fight.
Yes.
It is great.
Watching Christopher Lee jump from the second story onto the first through a CGI flip, I'm like, oh, fuck, shit's about to go down.
I thought he should have walked down the stairs.
Yeah, but
And he should have walked down the stairs and be like, Mr. Bond, it's good to see you again.
Pulled out like a golden gun.
yes, yes.
No, I like it because that kind of reminds us that, who taught him how to fight? Yoda.
Yoda.
That's true. He's got a
Yoda
bit of
was
Yoda
his
in him.
master.
Yoda was his master. Who was Mace
Yeah.
Windu's master?
I think also Yoda.
Wow, Yoda's
I'm
just
trying
like,
to think of somebody that Samuel L. Jackson worked with in the past, but the reference just is not.
John Travolta.
him. Yes.
John Travolta was his
That would have
Jedi
been more
master.
of like a contemporary Jedi for him.
John Travolta was his Sith.
I don't
Anyways.
know. I can't make that connection.
I'm picturing Mace Windu in a suit next to John Travolta in a suit, and they both have their lightsabers pointed.
That
Say
exists
what
somewhere.
again?
That exists somewhere.
I didn't like how like they don't even try to hide that Palpatine's the Sith in this one.
Kill him.
Yeah, he's like doing the Sith voice.
Freaking
The fact that the Jedi's haven't figured out yet that he's the Sith, it almost makes them seem stupid.
Well, I think we talked about it before. It's like we know what Palpatine's chin looks like, and we also know what Darth Sidious's chins look like. How do you not know that who Robin is when the mask just covers his eyes? It's the same concept.
It's the same costume he also wore when he was a acrobat too.
A flying Grayson.
Yeah, if you would have seen that, you'd know exactly.
It's like
who it
I
was.
know that actor.
No, I think it's supposed to be that he's clouded everybody's judgment.
Yes, and they
Good answer.
And they explain that when they do save Palpatine and Anakin and Luke are running, they get caught in that beam.
Yeah.
Ray Shields. We're
Yeah.
smarter than that.
And that rewatching it this time is the first time I realized where it's like Obi-Wan is really like confused on how they couldn't have seen this, but it's because Palpatine's clouding their powers.
Well, do you remember that scene where Anakin tells Mace Windu, like, it's the Chancellor, he's the Sith Lord, and then Mace goes, duh!
Are you sure about this?
Duh, the whole time.
If you're right, you would have gained my trust.
It was weird when Mace
Motherfucker.
Windu reached
Samuel
into his
Jackson.
pocket and pulled out $1 and handed it to that green alien-looking one. And he was like, "I guess you're right. It is Palpatine."
Oh, is it Kit Fisto?
yeah.
bets.
Kit Fisto's all hooked. Woogie woogie.
I do also like that not only are clones their soldiers, but they're also their firefighters. And I like to
Yes.
imagine that they're also like their bartenders now in Coruscant, and they're also like the waiters and stuff like that.
Well, you just have to watch Clone Wars to find out.
Man,
I
we're
feel-
missing so much
I
for not
know,
having
I'm
watched
so
this.
upset now that I haven't
I
seen.
feel like I'm so out of the loop.
Yeah,
Yeah, and every time they just tell us to watch the Clone Wars, we still haven't
Well,
seen
you guys
it.
are like, okay, so like one of my favorite things is whenever somebody does a backflip, and I'm like, they do backflips
all the
every
time.
episode.
That ain't shit.
sorry, there's a hair on my mic.
Sorry.
So they do have to go back, and much like any soldiers, they have to report what their mission was, especially when they get Chance or Palpatine back. So Obi-Wan and Anakin have to kind of split off, and Anakin has to go deal with the politicians.
Well,
and
this is all you, man. You do it, man. You're gonna
you're
talk
better
to
than
those
me.
guys. You're gonna be great, man.
You've got this.
and then Obi-Wan's like, "I'm gonna go get drunk." I assume he goes back to that bar.
Obi-Wan
Maybe.
Keboozy, man.
Yeah,
It's possible. He might
Hashtag
have an
Obi-Wan
alcohol
Keboozy.
problem.
or a death stick problem.
Oh, you think you got addicted?
You want to buy a death stick? I fucking do, man. It's been crazy out there. The wars. You've got to wear a helmet with some disc sticks in the side of the helmet and a pack of cards.
You should be Obi-Wan for Halloween.
No.
Thank you.
You're halfway there. You kind of look like him.
I'll do it.
Do you guys like how the relationship between Anakin and Padme has progressed? It almost seems like this is the most intimate we've ever seen them, but it is because they've been together for
It's
so
3
long.
years. It's
Yeah.
3 years.
And she's preggers.
It's 3 years, and it's forbidden still. So
It's for me.
it's forbidden.
And now
What's
she's got
her
a baby. They can't even hide it.
What's her story? Because she can't hide that baby bump forever. You
I don't know, because within the course of the movie, we see at the beginning she drops the news that she's pregnant, and then by the end she gives birth. So this took place within like 3 trimesters.
It's not.
No, but it takes place over just like a few days.
That's what it seemed like. Do they get pregnant faster depending on what planet you are?
No,
I think if you're a Jedi, you gestate faster.
so. There's a scene that's deleted that explains it all. No, there's a scene
I was
that's
gonna say.
In Clone Wars.
There's a scene that's deleted. It's this whole subplot of Padme joining these like rebellious senators. It's super good stuff, but just a little too political. And in it, one of the scenes, she's got this like dress that's like a cone. It's like an upside down cone.
Yeah.
And totally hides her figure. And so I'm wondering, like, did she just wear like weird
It's
cone
possible.
dresses?
She did
all
the
the
How I Met Your
time?
Mother thing where she had like a big bag that she
Yeah.
always kept in
She's
front
always,
of her
like, had
stomach.
groceries or
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They'd be like, "Oh, where are you coming from?" Like, just the store.
Rayleigh's.
Rayleigh's.
She's no longer the
That
queen.
bitch shops at Whole Foods. Let's be real.
Yeah, she organic.
What do you think the Whole Foods in Coruscant is called?
Whole
Whole Foods. It's still Whole Foods.
Holier Foods. It's very religious.
Wholer Foods.
Wholer Foods.
Wholesome Foods.
Wholesome Foods. That's their full name. That's their proper name at Whole Foods.
Nubian groceries.
Newbie.
That's the most accurate.
I would get my groceries from a Naboo grocer. That land is beautiful.
Would be good.
Not if it's run by one of the Jar Jar Binks characters.
Jar Jar Binks does not talk at all during this.
He just says,
No, but he does ruin the Republic.
oh, because he...
He's the one who votes to give Palpatine the power.
What a bitch.
well, he was being seduced by the dark side.
Ugh, seduced is such a weird word.
Maybe
to
not
use
seduced,
with that wrinkly
controlled.
fuck. Yeah.
No. Hey, he's being seduced.
No, did you see Darth Sidious after his deformity? That guy, ugh.
Do you want more power?
More power.
Unlimited.
Scary. So scary.
I would like a little more explanation, and maybe it's in the Clone Wars, but what was that opera that they went to? What was the story of that show that Palpatine and Anakin were in?
To me, it didn't look so much like an opera. It looked more to me of that
Cirque du Soleil.
that basketball game from Final Fantasy VIII that they play in the
Blitz.
Blitz ball.
Final Fantasy X. Blitz.
Yes.
And because it's like in a water bubble.
When I saw that for the first time, I was like, "Is that Blitzball?"
Oh my gosh, I love your reference. I'm so.
You can have
I
it.
love it.
Take it home.
But that's when it got.
That's when Anakin learns that he's the Sith, and then like the moment of understanding in Anakin's face, it's almost like his thought is, "How could I have been so stupid?"
It wasn't at the opera. It was back in
Later
the
on.
office.
Yes,
And he goes and he busts out his lightsaber and goes like, "You're the Sith.
Yeah.
I knew it."
And then puts it away.
but it's like,
motherfucker.
but the thing is, like, he pretty much admits it in the whole opera scene.
opera.
Because he's like, "I know ways of the dark force," and it's like
This is what it is.
And that does happen like in the same day, I think,
that. Yes.
It is quick.
or maybe the next day.
Very close together.
Yes.
But I think Anakin is just so dumb because he's clouded by his emotions. He's having these fever dreams of Padme dying that he's trying to prevent, which he inevitably causes. And he outweighs that 10,000 times more than just thinking rationally. And so he's not even catching these
He's thinking
big
with
clues.
his lightsaber, you know?
Yeah,
Put it down, bro.
dick.
Sorry, I totally wrecked your train.
No, you didn't wreck any train. It's
It was a beautiful train, tremendous train.
thank you,
Huge.
Filipino. That's
What's happening here?
I don't know.
I do like, though, that we have this idea of the whole universe is in shambles, right? So Jedis are all over the place in different
War-torn.
planets fighting, and we finally get to see the Battle of Kashyyyk.
Oh yes.
Because I've always wanted to see because
Not enough.
not enough. But
That's where I wanted more action.
Yeah.
are you aware that in Return of the Jedi, the reason why we have Ewoks was because they were supposed to be Wookiees, and it was supposed to be a battle of Wookiees against Stormtroopers, but they thought it would be too violent, so they changed the Wookiees to tiny little Ewoks. And then in this movie, George Lucas was like, "I'm finally going to do the Wookie War." Whoa! And we got to see the Wookie War.
Wait, he thought it'd be more appropriate to have an Ewok war? It's tiny
I-
little fur
you
balls
know,
getting
they're-
destroyed as opposed to these big.
We don't ever see an Ewok die, do we?
No, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
we
there's an
do.
explosion and
No,
five fly.
There's like
They're not. Who said Utidi? Because that's inaccurate.
they all sound the same.
That's like Jawa. That's
On my Star Wars sub parlor.
No. The Ewoks go like this. Mahal kita.
lumpia.
So no, there's a scene where one goes down, and then there's its partner is like, is like,
Shaking him.
it's like Miguel,
Wake up,
Miguel.
Carlo.
Carlo, wake up.
So we finally do get to see the Wookiee War, and I would have loved to see more of the Wookiee War. I want to see more of the clones in camouflage armor. I want to see all, because that level of Battlefront 2 on
Yes.
Kashyyyk
Yeah.
was one of my favorite battles to play.
Solid.
Yes.
Totally fun, like beachhead episode.
Yeah.
Or level.
Battle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could unlock, I think it was like Jango Fett or Boba Fett, or no, one of the clones had like a jetpack.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you could like fly around.
Yeah.
You had to like unlock him in the middle of the battle because
If you score enough points, then
exactly. But Kashyyyk, that was dope. I agree they didn't spend enough time there. It was excellent fan service to throw Chewbacca in there with Tarful. And
I remember when they said, like, when he was just like, "Thank you, Tarful. Thank you, Chewbacca," and everybody in the audience was like, "Yeah."
because
And I
they
remember looking over at Ashley and Ashley Stauber, and
Yeah.
we both kind of like rolled our eyes and we're like, well, duh.
Duh.
He had the bandolier and everything.
I like to think that like right after that is when they arrested Chewbacca, and he just stayed in that hole when Han Solo met him for
However many years
just
later.
decades.
And that's why he got slimmer.
Oh, he lost the weight.
And his fur got darker. Real dog fur, that Wookiee costume.
Really?
I believe it.
Real
I
dog
believe
fur. So at the same time, they have to send Jedis all over the place. They're sending Anakin to be a spy. They're sending Yoda to go help the Wookiees. They're also sending Obi-Wan to Utapau.
Yes.
To go to Utapau.
And Utapau is where they're having like a meeting of the minds of all the separatists.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, don't they know not to bring all of the people in the same room?
Hologram, bro.
yeah. They don't
Skype in.
They don't have Zoom.
Yeah.
They don't.
The Jedis do.
They had the technology. The Jedi Council, smart. They were all separated.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
don't
being
have to be in the same
separatists.
room.
Maybe it was something like their communications were being traced or something like that.
No, we're not here for logic.
Let's stop asking questions.
I gotta say, Utapau, one of my favorite levels in Battlefronts 2.
Ooh.
I don't know if I remember the Utapau level.
It's pretty cool.
It's a pretty solid one, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and find my PlayStation 2. Anakin is dealing with his own problems because now not only is he having fever dreams of Padme dying, but Obi-Wan's there too.
And so, what is he thinking? That they got a thing going on?
I couldn't figure out. Does he think that, or does he think Obi-Wan's the one who killed her? What is the problem here? Why is he? He's just upset.
He's just, like I said, he's stupid and shrouded by his emotions.
Yeah.
He's very emotionally ignorant because he just focuses on like one emotion at a time. He can't feel 10 things at once. He's just like, I'm angry and I'm only angry
And now I'm horny.
and I'm only horny. Yeah.
None of these Jedis understand what getting it feels like.
Yeah.
What's the point of these robes if I can't touch myself?
You would think he would be the most calm one because he is the one that gets to bust the nut.
Although, I mean, maybe the Jedi do get to.
I think they do. They're just not allowed to
With
get
others.
married.
Yeah.
Oh, so they
They
I
can-
mean, you've seen the way
Let's
Aya
turbate.
Sakura dresses. That green Twi'lek.
yeah. Oh, a lot of cleave.
She's got that. She's got the hip huggers and stuff.
I just
and
hated how
showing
she
that
died.
midriff. Yeah. Oh, just bop, 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 bop. Yeah.
Well, it looked like she tripped on a rock rather than got shot. Let's be real. And as a
Order
child watching
66.
that,
What's Order 60? Whoa.
oh, that's a rock.
Can one of you guys help me up? Bop, 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 bop,
And
bop,
then
bop.
they shoot her.
Order 66 was like a life-changing moment for me as a kid.
Scary.
She looked like she was ready for Order 60. Never mind.
Oh, I like when Obi-Wan meets the aliens who sleep without mattresses and they just like sleep straight onto the bed springs, and so they
Yes.
have like the lines encreviced into their face.
I loved that design.
That's a very interesting alien that we've never seen in Star Wars
The
before.
Utapauians.
Super weird looking.
Utapauians.
And they're lizards too. Oh,
And I was gonna say, and they're like, they have cars, right? They don't, and like
yeah, they got the fucking big wheels.
for Obi-Wan having to do like a stealth mission, the
Yes.
least stealth vehicle he could have picked is like
Well-
a screaming lizard.
He was on top of like the scaffolding that was like on the over the separatists.
Well, and they hear
on
those,
a big
they
ass
hear those
lizard.
lizards all the time. They're such a nuisance.
It's white noise to them now.
It's like the dogs in the backyard. It's like,
Yes, yep.
sorry, our Tyranno lizard is just
Sorry,
trying
he's running
to
around
not
again.
good. It's trying to mate with the next door neighbor's Tyranno lizard. So sorry.
Very loud.
Yes.
I remember as a kid when Obi-Wan has this fight with General Grievous, I would always like pause the DVD to try to see if I could recognize the lightsabers that
Did
General
you see
Grievous had.
Luke's?
And I was gonna say,
Luke's
always
Return to the
growing up,
Jedi.
Luke's green lightsaber is one of them.
Yes, it is.
Is that just an Easter egg, or does that actually have a story
Easter egg.
behind it?
Yeah, it's got to be right because it's
Yeah.
But-
Luke
but
hadn't made it yet.
It's very interesting because that one, and then there's it's the lightsabers he has because he says he got them off dead Jedi's.
Yeah.
But I remember even as a kid watching, like that's Luke's lightsaber because that was my favorite one.
He went
Luke's
to
is
the
my favorite.
future. It's the
Oh
only
my
explanation.
god, Grievous is a time traveler.
He's
That
a
makes sense.
something. What is Grievous?
He's
Because
and that explains that other deleted scene where he's like, Marty, we got to go back to the future.
Why does your Grievous sound exactly like the slave trader from Tatooine?
I think that's what you're trying to do, right?
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
We're on to you.
Grievous.
Yes. What about him?
Russian,
who is he?
asthmatic.
Yes.
Oh,
Was he human?
He's no, but they do explain it in the Clone Wars.
Of course they do.
And
Of course
it's
they do.
a fucking badass like horror movie episode
So was he like a human prior?
starring Kit Fisto.
Yes, Kit Fisto.
Kit Fisto leads another like a Jedi in training
Good.
and like a platoon of clones, and they go to Grievous's like headquarters in the mountains, and they're slowly getting picked off one by one, and it's like this whole scary thing.
What
It's
is Grievous? Is
awesome.
Grievous an alien? Is he a person?
He's an alien, and he's made constant upgrades to himself to become like the
to
best.
himself?
Yeah.
But he couldn't have just like covered up everything. He had to keep like a hole in his chest for Obi-Wan to shoot at.
Well, he wasn't expecting it to get opened.
Yeah, that's why he felt like he was being invaded. It was like very invasive. He was just like, oh my gosh, my organs.
to stop.
Yeah.
Please, only my mother's seen that.
Yeah, he was very
At
offended.
least give me some credits.
I like when the clones show up and they're like doing like CIA drop in from the ceiling FBI shit.
Oh, I love the clone who like runs up onto that crab one. Is like, yeah.
Jumps and shoots his head. Yeah,
Yes.
those clones, they're
Pretty
ready to
badass.
fight. They're pretty seasoned. and
Those
they're-
guys are DTF.
Down to fight.
Yep.
Obi-Wan chases them. This is where we see my favorite spaceship, Grievous's ship.
Grievous's space corvette.
That looks like a 1950s car.
Yeah.
That's my favorite ship.
So cool.
Ever.
So cool.
And you get to fly in Battlefronts 2.
Yeah, that part I do. See, I remember that. I
Ladies and
don't remember
gentlemen,
the Order
watch
Pal episode.
Episode 3, play Battlefronts 2.
Do you remember the episode 3 video game?
Yes. It was
That
like
really
it
good.
was a
It was
fighter
a co-op
fighter
thing.
What?
No, so I can clear this up. So there is like a single player. I think you can do 2-player story mode, but there also was a mode where you could go 1v1.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was Street Fighter style.
And that's yes.
Yes. Do you remember the lightsaber fighting game that was on the Wii when it first came out?
No, I don't.
I remember hearing about it and then never getting to play it.
Oh, so Anakin.
Are you full of it, or is it gaslighting?
No, I played it. I played it with my cousin the first time I had a Heineken. That's why I remember the story.
Nice memory.
Kind of. It was a gross beer at the
That's the
time.
thing that girls break when they ride a horse.
So at the same time that this is happening is when Anakin goes to Mace Windu and the other Jedis and tells him that, hey, we got him.
Your boy's a Sith.
We got him, guys.
Oh, wait, are you
We
talking about
got him.
Grievous?
No, when they're talking about
well, that's
Darth
because
Sidious.
they took out. That's because he took out Grievous. So it's like Chancellor needs to
give up power.
give up his power back to the Senate.
Yeah.
Why hasn't he done that?
It's because he's the Sith.
Dude, Anakin's being such a little bitch whenever they're just saying, can you do this one thing for the Jedi Council? He's not happy that he's already put on the Jedi Council in an unconventional way.
Well, he wanted to be on the council,
Yeah, technically he's not on the council.
but he was expecting the master title to come with it.
But you kind of got one. You're representing the Chancellor on the council, right?
Yeah, and it's like, look, you have the strength of a master, but you do not have the discipline.
Yeah, chill.
Like, I feel like
obviously.
if we gave you that kind of authority, you would do something crazy and like kill all the Jedi,
Yeah, well, then that would never happen, but just over exaggeration.
just the younglings.
So Mace Windu gets his gang together and they go and confront Palpatine.
Heartbreaking.
Which is a really intense fight. And I like the whole idea of, Mace Windu being like the police, right? Because the Jedi are essentially the police. They're the peacekeepers
Yeah,
of the universe.
motherfucker, you're under arrest.
And it's like, yeah, they really do. But aren't those other guys Jedi Masters also? Because they fall very easily.
Very
they,
fast.
They put up almost no fight.
I was very happy that Kit Fisto lasted a little bit longer than the others.
Yeah.
Because some of them are just like, don't even get their lightsaber out before they're dead. And it's just like, oh.
Even their screams when they get slashed are ugly.
Which made me so upset. I'm like, you made them look like
Dude,
little
These are Jedi Masters, aren't they?
little suckers.
If I was a Jedi, I would work on my death scream because obviously they have.
It's going to happen. Yeah, you have to. It's going to happen
It's
eventually.
gonna happen.
what would
once.
be your death scream? That's it.
Keep it simple. I don't want to cause attention that I like.
I
How's your
would
Padawan
go
gonna know?
full like
He'll feel it.
Kurosawa like samurai movie style.
If that was your death,
pass out.
Wait, if you died and screamed like that in the middle of a lightsaber
But I'm
fight,
staring at the guy who killed me.
And you drive this lightsaber in deeper into, and you're like, ugh.
I grab the lightsaber and I push it in deeper. Just like in Lord of the Rings. You gotta watch it.
gotta watch it.
Pass on grass. My scream would go like this.
You're gonna be one of those lizards.
Yeah, Tyrannosaurus.
I would give a Tyranno lizard a lightsaber.
Can they
Can
Hold it?
Can they?
Strap it to him. Just tape it to his hands.
like a unicorn? Oh, like not on the head.
By the way, that
Actually, I like a lot better. I like that a lot better.
no, but they can turn their head real. So you'd be like,
You have to sit on their. You have to sit on their tail. You have to sit on their tail.
Okay, let's talk about that fight scene though, because when I had this on DVD, this was the scene that I would always skip to just to watch and
This is where the movie picks up for sure.
just to be hyped
at the end.
because
Middle.
I love when you see Darth Sidious's lightsaber for the first time. It comes right out of his sleeve. And then he does like this tornado spin, and there's like a demonic sound behind it.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
It is.
It is terrifying.
It is really good.
And then that's when he kills the two little bitches first.
Well, Jedi Masters.
Sorry, they died like little bitches.
It's true. You know, Nick Gillard, the choreographer, he choreographed this whole fight with Samuel L. Jackson and one of the stunt guys to fill in for Ian McDermott, because Ian McDermott's an old dude.
Weird.
And they had this great fight scene, and day of shoot, Lucas goes, well, we gotta put Ian in the fight there. We gotta put Ian. And so Nick, like on set, taught Ian some of the fight choreography, and he learned it in costume on set,
With
full
Mace?
makeup with Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, with all of them, because
Yeah.
and there isn't really a Mace Sidious fight. I mean, there's a couple of interactions, but I imagine what he had intended was a big epic battle. I would have loved to have seen Mace Windu go full Jedi on him.
I think this is what happened. Like the Grievous Kenobi fight, it kind of gets cut short on the lightsaber section.
Yeah.
And with the Windu and Sidious fight, it's a lot of close-ups and stuff.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then with the Yoda Sidious fight, it's just whirling, throwing stuff.
Yeah.
From far away, too.
I think Lucas wanted to save the true lightsaber duel for the very end.
Yes.
Except he got all his lava everywhere.
Yeah, all this fucking lava. You
I'm
have
gonna start calling it lava from now on. I'm gonna start calling it lava.
It's hot.
I got beef with other guys' hot lava loads all over my lightsaber duel.
So, is that why like some of the fighting with Mace Windu and Darth Sidious was like a little slower because it was actually Ian?
Yeah.
And apparently, like, correct
They
me if
still
I'm...
had the stunt double in for some shots, but
Yes.
Ian did a lot of stuff
He
himself.
did that jump and spin.
All right, Ian, if there's one thing you actually have to do.
It's the corkscrew jump.
All right, I'll give it my best.
Is he Australian too?
I don't know.
Did you right now? He
yes,
is now.
I think I'm more from the north of London.
Oh, she's unlimited power.
Fuck is happening here?
Unlimited power.
Anakin, you gotta help me. You know, I'm the only one who knows how to save the woman you love. So you gotta do it. You gotta stop him.
You're under arrest, motherfucker.
Don't
my
let him
That's
arrest me.
hilarious. I thought you were still doing Sidious. I thought that was still a Darth Sidious thing. I would have loved to
I got
Darth
unlimited power, motherfucker.
He just like pulls off the robe and he has like a do-rag on and he's got the Nelly Band-Aid.
It's a very, very racist, culturally appropriating.
Yeah, there's no black or white in the Star Wars universe.
True, there's all colors exist.
Well, after we kill Mace Windu, they go straight to Order 66.
Oh, when he
Yeah.
gets his hand cut off and he goes, "Oh, motherfucker!"
And Anakin's being emo again. What did I do?
What did I do?
Yeah, have some balls for one
Own
thing
it.
you did. Yeah.
One fucking thing.
If you're gonna go full dark side, go full. You're not supposed to go full dark side, but
And
Go full
instead
dark
of
side.
instead of trying to right his wrong, he just gets on his knees and is basically metaphorically sucking Sidious's dick by saying,
No, he's arising as a Sith Lord.
I think he like
so it's so upsetting.
he half
Whatever.
You know, they like half-assed he didn't fully commit to the Jedi thing, and he didn't fully commit to the Sith thing. You know,
So then his lightsaber should be purple, like Mace Windu's.
but he just was just like, oh, fuck, I can't go back from that.
He can't.
I can't.
You can.
No. How is he going to tell Obi-Wan that he killed Mace Windu in half?
I chopped off his hand on accident and
Techni-
then he got lightning on.
Technically,
What?
Obi, I didn't do it. Technically,
Let me draw it out for you, Obi. And
That's not the way I see it.
there's still a way. Okay. So he just went deeper and killed the rest of the Jedi.
Well, he definitely doubled down on the Sith thing.
Triple down
when
on
he took
something.
down them kids.
Yeah, he went down. He went hard. I heard that scene actually wasn't in the script and that he just started beating kids and they turned the cameras on and just left it going.
What? What?
Hayden Christensen just hated the extras.
That's worse than the actual Order 66.
It does make sense though, that they have to chop up the kids first. I have a little fun fact though.
can't let that seed grow.
When Senator Organa is escaping,
Yes.
and he gets caught by the toll collector. Yeah, the toll collecting clones.
Yeah.
That Jedi, that baby kid Jedi who kills him.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
Nope. Is it George Lucas's son or something?
It is.
Oh!
It is George Lucas's son.
Puts up a fight.
He
Takes
does.
out about 5 of them.
Really
good.
Yeah. No, when he did that, I remember the theater was just like, yeah. And then he goes down. And they go, oh.
Because it's kind of like, oh, who is this kid? And then he dies immediately. Like, who was that kid? Who the fuck was that?
Who was that kid?
Why have we never seen that kid before?
And then Organa's just like, I gotta go.
They're gonna think I killed this kid.
Oh.
I gotta get out of here.
That authority is just way too aggressive.
Yeah. They're just, you gotta leave now, motherfucker.
And he goes like, God, no. And he jumps in his car and they never shoot at him. They're like,
But we'll shoot the kid instead.
Shoot the kid.
we got our guy.
I like how one of the clones is like, is that a 12-gauge shotgun? And they was like, yeah, man, I found it.
Whoa, isn't that from like hella years ago?
Yeah, mate, I found it.
It's Crocodile Dundee.
I killed this kid who was a beaut.
I do. Well, Bill, I do like when Darth Vader's eyes change colors.
Yeah.
Because when he does turn evil, his eyes turn yellow
Turn
red.
around, yeah.
Just like Darth Sidious when he like ages 1,000 years after getting electrocuted for a
So
bit.
here's my thing. Sometimes I feel like Lucas forgets what he wrote previously. Because if you watch Return of the Jedi, the Emperor, who's all pruny, is hanging out with 2 other pruny looking dudes.
Whoa.
And I think that was supposed to be like another alien like race.
Okay.
And
Pruny dude race.
pruny dude race. And
Well, but we know from Rise of Skywalker that there's 1 million clones of Palpatine.
that's true.
Whoa, that's right.
Were those clones or were those supposed to be pruny dudes? Just
I like pruny. I like a race of pruny dudes.
I like a race of pruny
I'd like to
dudes,
see
too.
that planet. I'd like to be on the planet of
Nope,
pruny
I'd like
dude
to
planet.
if they look like that.
It's just like it's just water, but it's it's like
Because they're all bathing
Stagnant
yeah,
water.
just standing water everywhere.
with no lotion. No lotion exists.
Ow, it's drying. Ow.
Put your hands back in the water. Everybody's shooting lightning out.
On this Palpatine
All
planet.
right, guys, I'm thinking I'm going to try to take over the Republic.
All right, I'll go next after you turn.
Why do we talk like this, guys? We can talk normal. I know you guys like that voice.
It's a Sith thing.
You won't understand because you don't know all sides of the Force.
I guess I'll go back to cleaning up the puddles.
Chip, chip, cheerio.
Shut up! I do like
Mary Poppins. Sorry.
Mary Poppins is the only thing that's connecting Star Wars to Disney.
She's got the Force, bro. Think about it.
She's got a lot of powers, that's for sure.
She has unlimited power.
Inside of that umbrella handle is a lightsaber,
Yes.
dude.
Like Hagrid.
Is he scariest Jedi I would ever see?
If Hagrid was a Jedi,
His lightsaber would look like a toothpick compared to him.
Well, and he would just he wouldn't be like evil. He would just accidentally destroy people.
He'd be,
Oh, shouldn't have done that.
should not have done that. So Vader goes and kills all the Separatists.
Yeah.
Which is in another slaughter.
He takes out the fucking dude for the Trade Federation guy.
He takes out all of them.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I mean,
Viceroy?
that Viceroy of the Trade Federation. Yeah,
Yeah.
finally takes that guy out.
did you watching that again? And he's killing all these people at that separatist meeting. One of them is like trying to scoot around him rather than running away.
Was it the Techno Union Army guy?
I don't know who it
The
was.
one with the bad, like, screaming.
I'm from the Techno Union Army.
I'm pretty sure he's the one who brought the, like, automatic droids.
Yes.
Right?
You're
But,
correct.
How come he can't do anything else then?
That's because I just do the beatboxing.
You guys have to watch it again.
I'm going to watch him just, like, hide and
He's
jump.
like trying to like scoot around and like George Lucas didn't catch that because Anakin's just like this, sees him and like hits him.
Hayden,
Hey, you're next.
Hayden, you're doing great.
There's also a
Do
droid.
I have any notes, sir?
No, no
Oh, it's
notes.
just
Nope,
fine.
Perfect.
Doing good, doing
Perfect.
Didn't even watch it.
There is one droid in there who was just like watching it all.
Run.
No, he's just watching it. He's like literally just watching, and then they cut away. I assume he died.
Yes.
But there is a droid who's just watching this all go down. Talk about a scary last minute.
Yeah, what are they thinking?
If I was a
They're
scared,
watching their literal gods be cut in half.
if I was a scared battle droid, I would go back into backpack mode.
yeah.
Smart, and then just
I would
go
just
somewhere.
go into the yeah, well, I mean, if I was a roly poly, I would roly pole. But if I was just one of those guys, I would just go in a corner and like hide behind a trash can
Yes, smart.
and
I
just
think-
fold up.
Or just try to be like, hey, can you be my master now?
That was crazy. That was
Can you be my master now?
so awesome.
I've always been a fan of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Can you sign my backpack?
One fight scene that I wish they would have done more on, Yoda and Obi-Wan versus the clones. I want to see
yes.
them like whack their way into the temple.
Yeah.
Like,
That was definitely a scene where like it starts and you're like,
yeah. And then they shut it off real quick.
You're right. With as much action as there was in this movie, it was a lot of like lightsaber duels, but there wasn't enough like, let's take out 50 clone troopers.
I think because it's very rare that we see a lightsaber cut like a person.
yeah.
I think that's
I guess
hard
that
for
is
them to
kind of-
show graphic.
I mean, we only see Count Dooku get beheaded, but even then.
And Darth Maul cut in half.
Oh,
Those are the only people that I think.
But not die. See the Clone Wars.
Yeah. Okay. I know about.
I've seen the Han Solo movie. It's fine. I do like though that when they're fighting the clones to get to the Jedi Temple. I would have liked if it was like a zombie film where they have to like get to like. In Army of the Dead, how they have to
yes.
get in and kill all the zombies. That would have been cool if they have like, we have to get into the Jedi Council, and like the only way in is through 1,000,000 clones.
And so about like 7 of them would go, and they would go through the first wave, lose one, hide behind a corner, regain their strength, and then
They're like, here we are in the library, and then they get to like where the Padawans are, and then they get to the Jedi Temple. And,
yeah.
Ooh,
That's a good idea.
This movie could have been 3 movies.
Yes.
Right? Like the whole political discovering Palpatine be a bad guy could have been a movie in it itself.
Yep.
They said that the rescuing the Chancellor scene on the ship, that was originally when they had finished editing it, it was over an hour.
I believe that.
And they had to
for
cut
sure.
it down, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the first act.
Let's get the extended cut then.
I'm into
George
that.
Lucas like burns stuff after he cuts it out.
Oh, fuck. George.
I don't want anybody messing with my art except for me.
Except for me, I'll mess with it all day long. So Obi-Wan learns that what's his name?
yeah.
Anakin kills a bunch of kids.
He kills
Yes.
younglings.
Yes.
That is his worst acting. That is Ewan's worst acting.
But like, no, that was heartbreaking to watch him see the security footage, and he's just like, it can't be. It can't be.
It can't be that bad.
Very nice.
We need a buzzer every single time like a guest says
It could have been worse.
Thank you.
That's my
It
podcast.
is very reasonable that that's what Anakin would do. It's like, I don't know why everybody's shocked Anakin turned to the dark side, because Yoda's been warning us that he has too many emotions and can't like focus or anything since he was a little boy. And all of a sudden now he is being a Sith, and everyone's like, what? Anakin? No way. It's like, I'm pretty sure we all saw that
Yeah,
coming.
goes, shut the fuck up, you all need to do. Called it, I did.
Told you.
His sentences get a little confusing at one point when he's about to fight Sidious, and he says,
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
They purposely make his syntax bad on purpose.
so it's like too many in a row.
Clunky sentences can be that this one is.
Yeah, it's just like, wow, now I actually have to think of what you're saying.
No, it's when he's like, much of the Force you learn to have. And it's like, no, I don't think that's right. I think he's messing that up.
Shorten his sentences, make it more simple, please.
So Yoda is a brilliant Jedi. Nobody claimed that he was a brilliant speaker.
Yeah, no one tried to correct him.
That's why he's non-politics.
I agree.
I just want to go to a planet, get high as fuck.
Okay, so I just want to say, the last time we see Yoda, he is like at the top of his game. The next time we see Yoda, he is a hair over like stupid. Like he cannot even live on his own in Dagobah. Like he doesn't even know what's happening.
He's loving living on his own.
He's lost all of his brain cells.
Because he has no purpose. He doesn't really. It's like once someone retires, and if they don't do anything to keep their minds sharp, they just get like a little like stupid.
Yeah, man.
And so that's what's happening to Yoda. He's
Well,
like,
but he was communicating with Qui-Gon.
yeah, but they're both retired, and so they're probably both stupid.
They're just talking about the old days. You remember that one Padawan?
Anakin.
No, the other one.
Oh, Anakin.
You guys are the Muppet.
The commentators.
Yeah,
They are my favorite Muppets, by the way. I don't know what their names are. Wallace and Gromit, I think.
there it is. Nailed it.
So Obi-Wan has to go tell Padme what's going on.
And Padme, she's. I feel her
Looking
pain.
so. Ooh, with
She was feeling that something was wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, looking so
Goodness, 'cause she has
pregnant.
midichlorians too, I bet.
Fact check.
I mean, Anakin did.
Fill her with
Well, can you
midichlorians. She was filled with midichlorians.
Oh, his lava has midichlorians?
I got to imagine.
I know we're way past it, but I just want to drop this thing in here real quick. Why the fuck does R2-D2 have like oil slick built into him?
Because that's what Goonies do. You know, got to have some gadgets on you. Slick shoes and rocket socks.
There's my answer.
There's something wrong with his wiring for sure, which is why he's like a little loony.
Yeah, because sometimes he's really good. He can like fight those other little droids on the wing of the ship, but then like he can't
Function
slow
normally?
down, or he has no brakes when he flies through the hallway.
That's just because that's hilarious.
It is a good joke. It is a solid joke.
Don't worry. R2 will get us out of this. Wow! Bam!
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's funny.
He's doing his best.
He's trying.
I do like when Anakin defends R2-D2 when it should be C-3PO that he's defending.
C-3PO wasn't really doing much in this movie.
Nothing.
He was in some of those deleted scenes with Padme and the politicians.
Really?
And he's like serving them up drinks and stuff. And
He straight up calls himself
so sorry."
helpless. He says, like, is there anything that I could do to make you feel better? When Padme finds out about Anakin.
Well, if we remember in the last one, he was part of the war.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's traumatized.
And so now he
was a
just,
battle droid for a little bit.
now they've just sidelined him to serving tea to politicians.
I mean, I
At
guess
one
that's
point-
his best thing.
C-3PO yells, "Die, Jedi scum."
He does.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, heavens.
Oh, heavens, why did I say that?
Who has the better fight? Yoda and Palpatine? Or Anakin and
And Obi-Wan.
Yeah. No,
It's
no
a CGI
contest.
battle versus, like,
a real deal Holyfield?
as cool as that is, because seeing Yoda fight,
Is always fun.
always so fun.
His fight against Dooku was better though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's because that was a saber fight, whereas the one in the Senate, that was more chucking
Throwing
stuff.
spaceships at each other.
Yeah. And I think that's because Lucas wanted to save the
That's an incredibly good point. Yeah.
true saber duel at the end.
Because that was the true saber duel at the end of episode 2.
Yes, agreed. I like when Obi-Wan shows up and Anakin doesn't know that he's on the ship. Because Obi-Wan like hides on the ship, right? He like gets in like a secret cubby and like the door closes and just stays there for
He's just listening to the door.
Amidala doesn't know that he's on the ship
Oh wow, way to use her last name.
because she's like, talking to Anakin, and Anakin's like,
You brought him here.
"You've been banging this dude," and she's like, "I didn't even know he was here.
No, I swear.
You turned her against yourself.
I am gonna be super powerful." That's
Straight up, still talking like he's on codeine.
Yeah.
When they do have their like guerrilla pacing back and forth thing, I do love how Anakin's like, I have brought balance to the Force. I'm the one, and Obi-Wan's like, you were supposed to destroy the Sith.
Oh, okay.
Not join them.
I got goosebumps when Padme just realizes there's no turning back. When he confirms all of her suspicions and he's saying,
my heart breaks.
let's conquer the galaxy, you and I, and let's make it what we want it to
She
be.
finally sees the red flags.
And like,
It always
finally,
takes one. It always, yeah.
dude. And Natalie Portman's really
When
bringing
you
it.
shot my dog, that's when I should have known.
Not 4 dogs later.
Baddies, thanks for tuning into the show. This episode is brought to you by Wild Heart Stones. If you need some fossils, gems, and sage, we have a website for you.
That's right. My friend Kyle, she's promised to bring us the best self-collected, self-selected, and treasured gems to you, all at very reasonable prices on her website, wildheartstones.com. Kyle and her father have been digging up these rocks all her life. Her dad was a geology professor back in the day, and they used to go to rock shows. They pretty much know everything that rock.
Nice. You guys could save 15% on all of your purchases. Just use promo code ICBTB at checkout. And a link to the website will be down in the description, or you can find it on our website at ICBTB.com.
Thank you guys so much. Wildheartstones.com.
Yeah, check
Thank
them
you,
out.
Kyle.
Enjoy the show. But when she says, who are you? Like,
I don't even know you.
yes, and I don't even know you. Like, and she's like crying.
I'm the same crazy guy you fell in love with 3 years ago.
Go get a bag of sand. I'll show you exactly who I am.
And he's straight up yelling, bag of sand. Straight up yelling like, you're turning against me too? They've all turned against me. And then starts choking her.
Man.
Abuse.
I do like the.
I saw it.
I have
And
evidence.
she's still going like, is it forbidden?
And she's like, I probably deserve this. I think
can
in some
fix
way.
him.
I'm sorry.
How does she not give birth right there and then?
That's not how babies are born, through the neck.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like a water.
Through the neck,
just,
like,
like,
you
shake it enough, the baby.
squeeze it out.
I do like how Vader's like hand. First, he starts with like a full hand choke, and then he goes to just a couple, and then by the time we see him in A New Hope, all he needs is 2 fingers to choke
He's too
you.
strong.
Well, and then in
you know?
Empire, he's just like ship to ship,
He doesn't even.
just staring at a monitor.
Doesn't have to use hands at all. That's crazy.
His powers are exponentially growing.
And he turns immediately around and goes, General Veers, and it's face to face and not even scared. I would have freaked out if I turned around and General Veers
shat
was
myself.
right there.
I pee myself constantly just thinking about it.
That's the true power of the Force.
Wow. We get to the fight after this.
The lava fight,
The duel.
which is great, and also another funny droid that Anakin's standing on that's just trying to do his lava job.
Ooh, this is ridiculous.
Right?
Yeah.
That droid is literally just like, oh man, like it's so
See,
silly.
like the fight through the hallway and stuff is
Dope.
awesome, up on the
So
table
good.
and everything, and then they
Yes.
work their way outside and they're going out on that sort of the neck of that
the satellites.
situation with the little fire shield.
Oh, and they swing,
and then as soon as the lava goes up onto that stuff and it breaks, that's when I'm like, guys, the fight was so cool. What happened?
it was still
I like
cool.
it. I
though.
like it.
Still
I
like
get what
it.
you're saying. I get what you're saying. But I like, even as a kid, I remember watching and being like, "This is fucking great."
I mean, I understand where they're coming from. There's a lot of pressure to build the last fight,
the fight.
the fight of the trilogy, right? That everyone's been waiting for, because everyone knew at some point Anakin and Obi-Wan are gonna fight.
They're gonna do it.
Yeah, they're gonna finally do it.
It's almost too good because the next time they meet each other is in A New Hope, and that fight sucks.
Yeah, because I mean, Ben Kenobi's old now.
So is Darth Vader.
He's retired.
He's using a very efficient defensive technique.
Yeah, I think they're a little more calculated. This was like rage.
This was a lot of rage. This was a lot of emotion.
Yeah,
How do you feel about when he has the higher ground, Obi-Wan?
What do you?
it's kind of a weird end for the fight. In my
It is.
opinion.
I remember even as a kid watching the DVD, having to like rewind and be like, "How is he cutting off 3 limbs in one swish?"
Is there some sort of
swish and flick.
Is there like a, what do you call it? Is there like is that a callback to something?
No,
That's
but
just-
they make it sound like one, right?
Yeah, it does. And so maybe that's just for up to interpretation, that in his training he probably said, like, if you have the higher ground.
I think you even made a joke about it during episode 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
That-
Darth Maul has the higher ground
Over Obi.
Because I
Yeah.
had read that online where it was like Obi-Wan knows that trick because Darth Maul because he had been in that fight on the other side. He had been the one who was below and Darth Maul was above.
Yeah.
Except I feel like Anakin could jump higher than Obi-Wan. I don't know.
Yeah, he underestimated his power.
It's, yeah.
I think
it was.
Or maybe
Anakin
he
overestimated his own power. Let's date.
This is where the credits should have been, and then the post-credit scenes should have been like a baby being pooped out, and then the Vader mask being sucked onto his face.
All the
that's
while,
good.
like the song is playing, like do 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 do. Like it freezes on Natalie Portman. It says like died shortly after giving birth. And
And then they show the babies, and then they show the babies like Luke lived a life in Tatooine, Leia lived a life of luxury,
became a princess after being adopted by a senator.
and then like for Obi-Wan, he's like looking down, like cutting something. He's like,
Do 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 do.
Obi-Wan became a recluse and lived in the mountains.
Oh, man.
Yoda lives in his own shit.
Straight up, man.
But R2D2 and C3PO, their story's not finished.
To be continued.
I love the one line of like, have their memories wiped. And it's like, oh, that's
That I guess
that explains
that's-
everything. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that fight was the perfect place to end it. I mean, after I don't know.
What about
they-
what about the Vader Frankenstein?
I was gonna say the Vader Frankenstein scene is very cool. Like I know I just said it should be the post credit scene, but like they build it out the most.
Oh, yeah, that's part
Really
of the
cool.
do-do-do-do-do-do's.
Yes, it is. It is because I love the whole fact where like when Vader wakes up, and the first thing he does is he asks where Padme is,
Yeah.
and Sadie's like, oh, she's dead. And then that's it. Like Vader just accepts it and loves it. Doesn't know that his wife had 2 kids. Doesn't know that his kids are alive. Like that's why Vader's so evil, because he thinks he's got nothing left.
Well, that's exactly why Darth Sidious said that.
He should have turned right there on Sidious and been like, "You fucked me up."
I feel like that was his only person that he could look toward. I don't know. He's still He's still stupid.
He's got an abusive relationship going on where
Yeah.
it's just Sidious makes him feel like he needs him.
Yes. I mean, well, Sidious
Yeah.
has just been manipulating him since the very beginning. Understood that he already knew the secret that he was married to Padme and used that as a tool to turn him to the dark side.
Not only did he know that, but he knew that Anakin was having bad dreams of her dying.
Crazy the amount that he knew.
So
Clone Wars.
what do you think Yoda is
I'm gonna
talking
say
about?
Clone Wars.
What was Yoda talking to Qui-Gon about?
You know, just like weather. What is it like in there?
I can't wait till die.
I've got to say, it's quite nice out here. There's a nice, lovely breeze.
Qui-Gon wasn't Irish, just Liam Neeson is.
A certain set of weather patterns.
Do you think it's cold in Jedi heaven?
And I don't think there's temperature.
I think it's kind of like it's kind of like, was it Black Panther with the trees and the panthers and the trees, and there's the nice safari. And...
Yes.
I think it's like Gladiator when Russell
Walking through the
Crowe's
field?
walking through the field
Oh, okay, just feeling
right before he dies.
constantly just feeling grass.
Yeah.
I'm just constantly feeling grass on my hand.
I don't even like it. I'm allergic to grass.
That's what it's like out here.
Full of hives.
And then the IRA
fuck.
comes and they shoot you.
So it's not that good in Jedi heaven, apparently.
And then they steal his daughter.
Depends if you're a Protestant or a Catholic.
Gangs of New York?
Yes.
Kristen, what do you rate this film?
I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Really? It is the best of the
It's
prequels.
the best. I want to give it a 5, but I've been giving
Not
out too many
super-
5s
It's
lately.
not perfect, but
It's
it
not
is really
perfect.
good. Yeah. I'm about 4.5. Greg?
I think I'm a 4.
4, okay.
Solid numbers.
It's really good. Go see
really
it.
good.
You know,
Yes.
have fun with it.
Definitely. But I do believe this deserves an A. So 4.5 out of 5 for me. Yeah.
We'll get to the best person on set award, but I do want to kind of lightly touch on the whole of the prequel trilogy, which was something Greg had brought up before we started recording.
Yeah.
How do we feel about the prequel trilogy, gentlemen?
I like it a lot more than my first viewing of it as a kid, understanding it more and appreciating it more, and especially seeing it back to back to back.
Being able to watch movies now and understand exposition definitely helps with episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got to say, I'm really glad that we have it rather than we don't have it.
Yeah.
Better than the new trequel or new trilogy.
I enjoy those two. I like them all.
I need to watch
fun.
that like
They're fun, but
consecutively.
this is good. Like, these are good movies.
No, see, I mean, like I could argue that the acting is better than in the new trilogy than it is in the prequel.
Yeah.
But the prequels didn't focus. It's like acting, schmacting. Who cares?
We're here for lightsaber
Pod
battles.
racing,
Yeah, and
yeah.
droids.
Yes, and it created so many cool things that added to the rest of the Star Wars universe that felt like it felt right. To me, it didn't feel like this doesn't make sense with the like technology wise. And I know people say like, oh, they got cooler stuff in the past, and then when we fast forward to the original trilogy and the technology is not as good. That's just because, you know, like with the Empire taking over, they kind of like really messed with trade. And so you just had like standard manufacturer going on. And they even talk about in the Clone Wars and Rebels about like they've got defunct old ships from the Clone War days that they're using now. Like that's why the Rebels have like shitty little bangers.
Yeah.
So those are old Clone War ships.
Oh.
That makes so much sense.
The Empire did have cooler toys.
Yeah. Well, they're at the forefront of it, you know.
Yeah. I'd say I like them.
I like the original trilogy. I like it quite a bit. I know it gets a lot of slack from some of the original people, but I always like to remind people Star Wars is made for children.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the end of the day, that's
entertaining.
Yeah, it's for kids.
Except for Revenge of the Sith. That was not made for kids.
No, it was made for kids who were kids in the episode 1.
Smart.
Yeah.
What year did this come out? What year did episode 2 come out?
05, and episode 2 came out in
07, 08?
episode
What?
2.
Episode 2?
Episode 3. Oh, episode 3.
Episode 3? 05, because I was in high school.
Okay, and then episode 2 was 2002? And
I
then
think so.
2002, correct.
1999, 2002, and then 2005.
2005.
Yeah.
So a
3
3-year
years
gap.
between each.
Yeah.
Wow, they really took their time with this.
I think with the effects and stuff that they wanted to do, they kind of had to.
Yeah, like Yoda progressively looked better and better and better.
Well, this one, like, they used the most blue and green screen out of all 3 movies.
I believe it.
Yoda
Although
was a
the
puppet
sets,
and-
they still built, like, huge, amazing sets.
Still a lot of practical
Yeah.
effects.
Which
were
was
still
kind of
used.
sad because I was learning on Within a Minute, the documentary. They were talking about how, like, they'd make these amazing sets and they would tear them down
Yeah, right as soon as they're done.
the same day that they finished them.
Yeah, yeah. I can't imagine what that feels like because my brief stint doing theater, like one play at DVC, to see the set that I performed in get torn down, and it was very minimal. But to just be like, oh fuck, I spent
It's heartbreaking.
this
yeah.
is
a
over
few
now.
weeks here.
It's
Yeah.
You're right,
like
this is
seeing your
done.
house get torn down.
Yeah. I mean, it's recorded for all eternity. Still, damn, they're breaking it down.
Yeah.
Breaking it down.
Yeah.
Take down the set.
What do you think is the best thing gained from the prequels? Like, what was the best thing
The
that?
reinvigoration of the Star Wars franchise for eternity.
Good answer.
Okay, there it is.
I'll say that. I want to.
Yeah, I mean, if there wasn't the prequel trilogies, we would have just had those three and the original three, and that would have been it. George Lucas would have gone on and just produced stuff, and I mean,
Yes. Not only a reinvigoration, but to bring younger ones into the franchise.
Younglings.
Younglings. Because it's hard to show like a kid something from, the 70s and the 80s because they can tell.
Which breaks my heart every time I try to show somebody Star Wars for the first time, and they'll be like an adult, in their 20s or something.
What
and
is this?
They watch the 70s and 80s movies, and they're like, this sucks. This is old and boring.
Yeah.
Because it's for kids.
I loved it.
I do too.
It's my best person on set award.
Ewan
For
McGregor.
Revenge or for the trilogy?
For all of it, Ewan McGregor.
Ooh.
It's for Revenge of the Sith, and also as the entirety, Ewan McGregor does the best. He's doing the hardest acting. He's giving the most on every inch that he's there. He's actually trying to do something that's coherent throughout all three of the movies. Ewan McGregor.
That's good. Real quick, is my backpack around there? Not the camera bag, but my backpack.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because keep talking. I'm gonna get my charger real quick just in case this dies.
Oh, okay.
I gotta say, for Revenge of the Sith, I'm gonna say Ewan McGregor also. Just his best acting in the trilogy, and he was like, when you watch those behind the scenes footage with the lightsaber choreography, he is on fire.
He really gave it his all for the action of these films, and I hear he's giving it all for his Obi-Wan show as well.
I'm so excited. Kenobi, the book Kenobi, which I'm assuming the show is based off of loosely, is my hands down favorite Star Wars book.
Oh yeah, you talked about that last time.
I can't recommend it enough. And it definitely gets the essence of the Ewan McGregor Kenobi turning into the Alec Guinness one. And he did such a good job with getting he and the makeup department did such a good job getting the transitional look from the
boy to
McGinnis.
Yep.
Yeah. Full, like all tools were all sharp for that Highlander.
For this movie, I'll give two. For this movie, it'll go to Ian, what's his last name?
McGregor.
No, not Ewan.
Ian McDermott?
Ian McDermott.
Ian McGregor.
Hello, my name is Ewan McGregor.
Because he was...
this is my Obi-Wan impression.
Darth Sidious's acting, that actor, Ian, was really good in this one. Like, to flip, to be manipulative on screen.
No.
So scary. When he's screaming and saying, I know we've been joking about it, but legitimately when he says unlimited power and the way he says it, it's deathly terrifying. And with his eyes having gone yellow and him being like a pruny old man, very convincing and brought some horror elements, at least in my perspective, to this movie that was made for kids. And I thought it was incredible. Overall, I'm probably going to have to also give it to Ewan McGregor. Because
for the trilogy?
For the trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he came from so far, Like, because he barely had any lines at the first one.
He came from Trainspotting.
Then Moulin Rouge.
Was that before? Was Trainspotting?
Trainspotting was for sure before. I think Moulin Rouge was after episode 1.
Yeah.
And so we already knew he had chops. Gotta pee?
Yeah.
Gotcha, that's fine.
But I got to say, for my trilogy MVP, George Lucas.
Oh, that's cheating.
Without him, we wouldn't have it.
That's
with an honorable mention to Nick Gillard, because he was the
action
choreographer, the stunt coordinator for all three movies.
Wow.
Not just the choreography of the duels, but also, like, hey, let's string this guy up and throw him.
Yeah.
He was in charge of that too.
Wow, really good stuff.
Mm-hmm. And he created the lightsaber fighting style that we all think of now when we think of lightsaber fighting, or at least I like to imagine. The whirly twirly,
fast paced, the very flashy.
Yes, flashy, because that wasn't in the original trilogy.
The original trilogy, like I said, it was like more defensive, more calculated, like more like actual
more
like saber
classical,
fighting.
Sword fighting and stuff like that. Whereas Gallard's style added that flash and that sort of
all the
swashbuckling.
What if you were to break it down and like all the spinning leaves so many vulnerable parts, like for you to not be able to see, unless you're just that good. I understand you have to like gain momentum for a powerful swing, but like there's so many moments where like you're blind.
Well, I think he also kind of took into like, you know, when Lucas was thinking of the original lightsaber, he was thinking of like a giant broadsword being swung. Whereas Gallard, I think he was not just thinking of like a rapier, but he was also thinking of like the Chinese like scholar sword, whereas the thin, sort of wobbly one that you could sort of whip back behind you and you know whatnot.
Which makes sense because if it's a lightsaber, does that light have weight? Is it, how heavy is it when you actually extend it? And I'm assuming almost weightless if they're doing all these flings.
Yeah.
As opposed to a broadsword, which I think is.
Although I got to imagine it's got some power, you know, like some, you know, like
There's
a little
energy.
bit of kickback. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Because it's like thrusting, you know, the whole time.
You're right.
I think they're full of candy.
I'm not gonna do that.
You're like a bunch of stone cold dolls.
Almost gotcha. Yeah, busty Tic Tacs.
Is that shake weight?
Oh man.
So yeah, there's mine is George Lucas.
If you could have one Jedi in your pocket at all times,
Like an action figure?
a living, breathing person,
Oh.
who would it be?
You know, I would probably want somebody. I would probably go for Plo Koon. 'Cause
Interesting.
He seems super wise.
Super
just like a
chill.
great person to get advice from.
I pick Yoda.
Ki Mundi. I think I'd get along with Ki Mundi.
Big old forehead.
Big old cone head. I feel bad for the way he died.
Yeah.
He was just like, "Let's go. What's going on,
Like,
guys?"
why aren't you guys running with me anymore?
Well, he took out like 3 or 4 of them before he
That
died.
was like embarrassing.
Yeah, like,
I mean, not as
Joke's
bad
on
as
you.
not as bad as Aya Sakura,
No,
where she
that-
trips over a rock
She trips.
and then gets shot.
yeah, dumb.
At least they cover it with a leaf
Yes,
because we know what they did.
because a boob popped out.
Real quick before we end this, another. I really like Ewan McGregor's reaction to Anakin when he does have the higher ground, and he says, "You know, I loved you." You guys had said like,
You were like a brother to
"You're
me.
like a brother to me. I loved you. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them." And like that yelling just gave me goosebumps because we went through like 7 hours collectively. What do you say? Yeah, 7 hours collectively of them just building that brotherhood, that relationship, and to see it end this way and the hatred.
6
in
hours
Anakin's
because like
eyes.
for the first hour of episode 1, they don't meet yet.
Oh, you're right. You're
They
right.
almost don't meet at all until the end of the first one.
Oh no! Remember, there's the time when Qui-Gon almost gets killed by that Roman centurion from the past, and and then
Yes,
then
yes,
he
yes,
meets.
yes.
He's like,
Hi, I'm Anakin.
"Oh, by the way, this child here, this is the boy that saved us all. His name is Anakin. Oh, nice to meet you."
How did you watch these movies? You just hear their real voices.
I think, yeah. What version of the movies did you watch?
The Turkish one?
Oh, okay. All right.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Is that a Turkish accent?
Star Wars. It's Star Wars with an E.
Okay. Well, I think
I
we
liked
covered
it. The whole trilogy.
Yeah, we
Liked
may never.
it a lot.
You know what? I may never have to watch another Star Wars film ever again.
I'm about to put on A New Hope. I think. while edit
I
tonight.
might watch Clone Wars.
Do
I hear
it.
that's what's the thing to be.
You don't need to see the Clone Wars movie, but it helps.
Can I just skip maybe the first 2 seasons of Clone Wars?
Here's the thing:
Missing a lot.
as much as like season 1 is the worst season,
What I've heard.
there are some really good episodes in there.
All right, well, I'll do the slog.
Yeah, you got to slog it.
I'll slog it.
Dope.
I'm good at slogging.
Here's the slogan.
Slogging and bogging.
And you know what? You can watch a handful of episodes and give a brief little review on your show. Let them know how
It's
it's
a way
doing.
to do it. And we could put stuff behind the paywall because I know you want to review some like extra Star Wars stuff. Like we could do the Christmas special.
I was just going to say, if we can find a copy of that.
The Ewok Adventure movies or the Clone Wars movie that came out in
Yeah.
theaters.
It did.
Yeah.
So these are things.
And
we
it
could
just
think
got
about.
torn apart.
Oh.
And it really is like it's like 4 episodes smashed together.
Anytime they take a TV show and make it into a movie, that's pretty much it's like the
There's
Entourage
risk.
movie.
And it hadn't even come out yet. The show hadn't even come out yet.
Oh, they did it before.
Yeah.
The movie.
The
sparked
pilot
the show.
episode is the movie, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Odd. Well,
Okay.
now I don't want to watch it.
Damn it.
Or maybe we'll check it out. I just want to do something Star Wars related tonight. Probably like play some Battlefront 2.
I'm probably going to put on A New Hope and fall asleep.
Yeah.
Hard to get off Tatooine when you watch that movie late at night.
You're right. Well, let's wrap it up.
Let's break on a Star Wars themed chant, guys. I think we've all been practicing it. So on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
The
Star
Force.
Wars.
Oh, I thought we were gonna sing like
Oh.
Star Wars.
It's the Star Wars. It is the
Nothing
Star
but Star
Wars. It is
Wars.
the Star. It's the Star Wars. It is the Star Wars.
Greg, thanks for coming. We love you, man.
Yeah. Check
Until
me
the
out.
next trilogy.
Follow me in real life.
Uh-huh.
Don't be bad, be good.
2 sandwiches.
Trust your
Sandwich
heart.
Greg,
Let
you heard
fate
it here first.
decide. Yep.
All right. Oh, and did we? I don't know if we've done this, but maybe we have.
You guys gonna
Yeah,
do
you're right.
something?
You're
Yeah,
right.
he's given us plenty of advice.
All right, one last time. Just give the baddies advice.
Drive safe and make good decisions.
That's right.
There we
Baddies.
go.
See you later.
Follow us.
At ICBTB.com. You can follow me at Christian Asma. Follow him at call_me Jesus. And, support the podcast at ICBTB.com.
You can slow that down on your podcasting app by at least half so you can hear what he's saying.
It can't be that bad. Oh, it can't be that
Can't be that bad, oh, it 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 can't be that bad.